Call of Duty has shown us a lot of destructive weapons, but what are the strongest ones? Well, today in this video, you and I are going to find out the 10 strongest weapons in the entire COD franchise. Let's get right into the video. Number 10, ARX-160 Hole Puncher. The ARX-160 has appeared in multiple Call of Duty titles, but it really stands out in Advanced Warfare, which turns it into a 3-round burst killing machine that's sure to trigger PTSD among Modern Warfare veterans that are still recovering from their experiences with the M16. Utilizing either the Hole Puncher or Steel Bite variants will make this weapon an absolute nightmare to square off against at medium to long ranges, with the Hole Puncher pulling out ahead for the simple fact that its associated drawbacks aren't as punishing as the alternative. Number 9, MP40. Though there was quite a bit of debate between it and the Type 100, the MP40 was doubtlessly the more frequently encountered and widely loathed weapon that was featured in World at War. By itself, this gun is already an incredible reliable go-to for run and gun spray jockeys. Pairing it with stopping power renders this modest and unassuming SMG into an unstoppable bullet fountain. Although other weapons did outspace it in terms of fire rate, providing the bullet damage with that extra boost puts opponents in the dirt with a mere 2 to 3 shots. Number 8, the Honey Badger. The Honey Badger in Call of Duty Ghosts is a bit of an oddball inclusion, as it's more of an incredibly well-rounded weapon in most respects. It is absolutely lethal in short to mid-range firefights, which is where most combat ends up taking place. At longer ranges, however, it loses a bit of its shine. One of the more interesting features of the Honey Badger is its built-in silencer. On one hand, it does prevent barrel attachments, but it also comes free with the weapon and comes in very handy when relying on remaining undetected. Number 7, the Galil. The Galil can be a little slow to take down targets, but the number of advantages it offers in exchange make it an incredibly popular selection among top players. It's particularly desirable for prestige grinding, as it unlocks early and is remarkably useful. It has clean, accurate iron sights and its easily manageable recoil, but the real selling point of the Galil is the ridiculous magazine size and ammunition pool. With extended magazines attachment, it boosts an insane 50 rounds per clip and a total pool of more than 200 when running dual magazines. Number 6, Vesper. The Vesper can be a little misleading, as it does have the lowest bullet damage in class. However, any player that has been reduced to a thin red pace by its observed 1200 RPM fire rate will know far better than to underestimate it on that account. It obviously starts to fall off from mid-range and on, but given the fast pace and movement-heavy gameplay of Black Ops 3, a short-range weapon that absolutely melts through anything in front of it's usually exactly what the doctor ordered. Number 5, Bar. Although World War II's Bar was subjected to a nerf shortly after launch, it still ends up winning out as one of the best available assault rifles. And few that were present for its heyday will ever forget how thoroughly it dominated the battlefield. Before being nerfed, the Bar was practically a perfect weapon. It did incredible damage out to a decent range, had remarkably smooth recoil, and boasted a fire rate that was just too good for its class. Attachments like advanced rifling and rapid fire simply made it ridiculous. Even after it was taken down a notch, it's still a heavily preferred weapon. Number 4, Auger DMR. Despite its role as a tactical rifle, the Auger DMR is capable of absolutely demolishing at all engagement ranges with the right optics. Its barely there recoil in combination with the essential double tap operator mod can ensure that a skilled handler is nothing short of unbeatable so long as they're landing shots. The only real drawback is the rifle's high dependence on accurate shooting. Even missing the opening shot of an engagement drags out the kill time and leaves a shooter vulnerable. But for those that don't have a habit of missing, this is the weapon to use. Number 3, M16A4. The famed M16, hailing from what is arguably the most definitive entry in the Call of Duty series, is a tried and true classic. The legendary 3-shot showstopper is likely to kindle incredibly fun nostalgia, about as well as it revives long-forgotten memories of controller-shattering bouts of frustration. The M16 will burn an opponent with a single well-placed burst out to 42 meters, and upgrading it with stopping power practically removes that range restriction entirely. That should be enough to explain its placement on this list, and that's before even mentioning that it can be equipped with the dreaded noob tube. Number 2, FMG9 Akimbo. Dual wielding the FMG9 of Modern Warfare 3 is about as close as someone can get to turning themselves into a literal bullet hose on legs. No aiming or special tactics are required here. Simply get the target somewhere in front of you and walk towards them while dispensing ludicrous amounts of face-melting lead. The high recoil and short range do not matter when you've got 2 of them. Its high damage and fire rate being double from the hip will create a thoroughly impenetrable storm of bullets that can be directly credited with countless game-ending Moab detonations. Number 1, Model 1887 Akimbo. Though technically outplaced by the SPAS-12 after a round of solely necessary nerfs, the dual-wielded Model 1887 was thoroughly imprinted into the consciousness of any Modern Warfare 2 player that had been exposed to its immense power. It packed an insane effective range for a shotgun, and taking it akimbo gave users the option to either effectively double its rate of fire by firing one at a time, or double its punch with a simultaneous trigger pull for targets at ranges beyond its one-shot kill capability. This is pretty impossible to do in real life, as doing this in real life would cause both your arms to fly off your body. This brings us to the end of our video. I hope you enjoyed it. Hit like if you did, and don't forget to subscribe to our channel so you don't miss out on any of our videos in the future. Also watch the 2 videos that are on your screen because I'm sure you'll love them. With that, I'll see you in the next video.